YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul accuses UFC president Dana White of being active behind the scenes and trying to hurt his pay-per-view promotion for his upcoming boxing event. Dana White is doing everything he can to hurt the Anderson Silva PP promotion. The same Silva he said I would never fight, the same Silva he has kept out of the UFC Hall of Fame, just shows how much he fears what I'm doing. Trust me, change is coming, and we're getting organized. On Saturday, Paul is set to take on former UFC champion and MMA legend Anderson Silva in an 8-round boxing match that headlines the Paul vs. Silva event at Desert Diamond Arena. However, this long-awaited match is now facing some controversy as Paul tries to promote the upcoming event that will cost fans $59.99 to watch. And Jake Paul, the problem child, claims Dana White, with who he has had multiple back-and-forth verbal exchanges, has been behind this. Jake Paul has been vocal, demanding improving fighters' rights and salaries, and has also challenged White to change his treatment of fighters under the UFC banner. Following Thursday's pre-fight news conference, Paul told reporters during a media scrum, "And some of it I can't even speak on, but he's been sending cease and desists for my content promoting this fight, and just doing things behind the scenes that are really shady, and we're just finding out more and more stuff as the promotion goes on. I'm sure I'll speak on it more at a later date." But while Paul would not get into the specifics of White's alleged actions, he explains why he believes White has targeted him again ahead of the toughest fight of his professional boxing career. "I think it's because I am the #1 figurehead that is exposing his business model and how much of a shark he is and how poorly he treats his fighters. He said I wouldn't fight Anderson Silva, who is one of UFC's greats, and now here I am fighting him, and he largely in part promoted that. He's the reason why I took this fight, is to prove him wrong and shut him the hell up." White has been dismissive of Paul. When previously asked about his thoughts on the rumored matchup between Paul and Silva, the UFC boss made it clear he couldn't care less.
Would you be tempted?
Stop asking me about Jake Paul, you guys. I don't give what Jake Paul does. Jake, I know you love I know it gives you clicks, but come on. The guy has nothing to do with my business. Nothing to do with my business. He doesn't fight for me. He's not even in the same sport as me.
While White grew tired of questions about the boxing YouTuber, the back and forth between the two continued. Recently, Paul has said, "I don't want to talk about him anymore. I don't care." He's also telling reporters not to talk about me because he doesn't want my fight to be big, Paul said. He wants to be the only cash cow in town. He wants to run the fight game, and I'm a threat to him being able to do that. Earlier this year, when White was more accepting of questions about Paul, he advised him to leave his business partner Nikisha Badarian, who was a former accountant for the UFC. With everything Paul claims he has been through, he says he has found motivation in the attention from White. "There's been some big fires, but I can't really talk about it," Paul said. "I'm sure it will. The truth always comes out."
What he doesn't realize is he's just adding fuel to the fire. But he's trying to do anything he can to stop me, but it is cool that I am so on his radar that he feels threatened enough to care this much to try and sabotage my event.
That being said, Paul did retweet a post that accused Dana of trying to help out Paul's former opponent, Ben Askren. The tweet read, "Dana hooked Ben Askren up with Freddie Roach, and also would call Ben regularly during his Jake Paul camp to check up and make sure he's doing well." According to Ben, these were the only times he's ever spoken to Dana directly in his life. With all the tension building up, we'll have to see just how well Jake Paul's return to the ring performs, especially given concerning PPV sale reports from his last bout. Dana White will likely have something to say about the accusations as well at the post-fight press conference for UFC 280 this Saturday. Like and subscribe to our channel, All Sports and Entertainment.